little bit on respect here. So this is a word that means different things to different people. Some people say you should respect me, they mean you should agree, or I should intimidate you. It doesn't really mean that to me. And the basics of respect is people assess you as competent in whatever area it is. They assess that as important as well. Like I might think, oh, they're really good at playing tiddlywinks, but I don't really give a shit about that. Yeah, whereas if someone's a really good doctor, I go, oh, I respect that as a profession, or really good trainer, that's what I'm into, so I respect that. If I think of trainers I respect, they're all competent, they're all ethical, I think is a key piece, but I don't have to like them. Yeah, and sometimes people will say to me, Mark, I don't really like you, but I do respect you as a trainer. So often it is linked to an area. I think as a human being, we want to see a certain set of human ethics and values as well as just a skill-based competence. Can you respect a 10-year-old black belt, for example, in karate or taekwondo? Taekwondo is notorious for this. And I would say no, even though they might be able to do a high kick or be very skilled, they lack certain qualities there. We talked about depth before and other embodied leadership qualities. Sometimes respect comes from the basics, just showing up on time, wearing a shirt. Obviously that depends where you are, right? Having paid your dues, I remember one of my Aikido teachers, Maria, I talked to another Aikido teacher about her. She said, oh yeah, she's been around a while, she's paid her dues, she's turned up, she's contributed to the community, she's been of service, she's done her homework kind of thing, years of practice. And he didn't actually know what her Aikido was like. It wasn't really a technical thing. It was just that you knew where she came from and that, she'd contributed and learned in a way that was to be respected, over the years. So again, it's a somatic quality. Panic doesn't help. You won't get much respect if you're out of control emotionally. Even if you have a certain degree of passion, of course, respect comes from the fact that you're a little bit stoic quite often, depending on the culture again, but usually there's some sense that you don't let other people push you around emotionally, that you take responsibility for yourself. You're in charge of your own ship, as it were. I've definitely lost respect in organizations by losing the plot, shouting at someone, being impulsive, and it takes a lot to get respect back sometimes. It's a lot easier to lose it, actually. One ethical breach or one, lack of emotional intelligence when you're tired or something. So, really, I'd say protect the respect you have without getting your ego involved, without being precious about it. Some people are so desperate for respect as leaders. You have to respect me, and they're trying to impress everyone all the time. And actually, it's really unimpressive when someone's trying to impress everyone. I was talking to some female friends about this yesterday. I said, they said this. They said, I like rich men, but if a man ever tells me he's rich, I'm immediately turned off. And I was like, okay, it's really interesting, right? I was like, okay, you want to be around wealthy men for whatever reason, but it was like, you have to say you're powerful, you're not. There was an instance recently where Macron, the president of France, who doesn't have a lot of embodied oomph to him, he doesn't have a lot of that authority in his embodiment. He's got some warmth, but he's a bit boyish. And a child said something to him or didn't call him Mr. President, and he really had a go at this child and sort of, and it just made him look bad. It just made the president look bad. It just made him look small. And I couldn't have imagined, say, Angela Merkel, who I don't particularly like in many ways, but I can't have imagined her doing that. I imagine she just would have smiled and walked on, So yeah, in terms of how we get respect, obviously there's the giving of it, the treating other people civilly. It can come down, as I said, to things like dress and personal hygiene and timekeeping, and can be easily lost, but can be repaired as well, like trust. So one to think about, one to look, ask yourself, who do you respect? They probably have that mixture of, embodied leadership, competence in whatever the field is, and some kind of ethics underpinning it as well.